Welcome everyone to Mindfulness with Marsha. Ranchers, I have a question for you. Have you ever noticed that when we talk about fun or doing things just for fun, we can find ourselves sometimes talking about it in a dismissive way, as if fun isn't important? You know, as a culture, we tend to value hard work and seriousness. And I do believe we forget to pay our respects to the equally important, as I have found the hard way, the light side of silliness and laughter. I loved being silly and I loved laughter, but I was so fearful that people would call it childish and not mature. And I have learned through mindfulness, but even before that, because I tend to be silly and I tend to like to play. And as an educator, I know the importance of play in the classroom or even in professional development activities. So I liked being silly, but I didn't like really talking about it because, again, I didn't want to be childish. But I'm finding that a better word is childlike. That curiosity, that freedom to just be and to be in the present moment of play without worrying about what anybody was thinking, and to have a belly laugh and just, you know, if you're a snorter or if you're a person who gets to laughing where you can't stop, or I've even known some people to actually be incontinent because they just laugh so hard. That feeling of euphoria that follows after a good burst of laughter, well, it leaves us feeling less stressed, more open-hearted, and more readily to reach out to people. And there's real research behind this, my friends. It's not just something Marsha's making up. Now, yeah, you might have noticed I have a little fellow who is also infused with lavender, so he smells quite nice, sitting on my shoulder. It is my sloth heating pad. And I used to have just a regular one that at times at the office when I would, like this weekend and yesterday, garden too much and just really have a stiff neck or stiff shoulder, you know, I would wear that and, you know, it was like, okay. But when I found this guy, I thought, wow, now that's a lot more fun. Why not use him? Because not only will he hopefully bring a smile if somebody walks into the office and sees it on my shoulder, but it will also remind me to, as a sloth does, be more slow and deliberate in my thoughts of mindfulness and slowing down and being in the present moment. I'm going to take him off right now because he tends to fall down unless I'm still, and I tend to be a little animated when I talk. But you know, after you smiled or somebody has done something nice for you where you feel more joyful, we're far more likely to walk down the street smiling, or walk down the sidewalk here at the ranch, or walk through the grocery store, inspiring smiles from other people as we pass them, who then can positively pass it on and influence everyone they encounter. That was one of the issues I didn't like with the masks, because could they see my smile? Could they see it in my eyes? And, you know, watching people, it's kind of seemed creepy, like, could I see if they were smiling back? That's why I love this mask. It's just awesome because it tends to promote smiling. There's nothing else that promotes people taking a look, but, you know, I think that chain reaction that can come from when we can create a sense of silliness or fun, I think it's one of our most powerful tools right now, possibly for changing the world. Now, I'm not saying, and I don't want you to think I'm a Pollyanna that says, gee, Marsha, with all the things that's occurring in our country and our world right now, you think being playful and smiling and laughing is truly going to change the world? Not in that sense, but do I believe it can change my presence in the world at that moment? Yes, I know it can. And I've also seen it change the presence of others at that moment when I pass it on. Because laughter is good medicine. And the thing that's great about this is we all have this medicine available 24/7. Whenever we want to recall a funny story, a joke, or act in a childlike manner or a silly way, we magnify the effect of this medicine, I believe, when we share it with people in our lives. And if we're really lucky, they'll have something funny to share back with us as well. Have you ever noticed that sometimes you share a funny story and they'll go, oh, let me top that one. I've got one for you. And then you get into this life-loving sound of laughter that continues to roll out your mouth and also into the world. Now, whether you're a type of person who laughs kind of quietly, or maybe you're a snorter, or maybe you're a person who laughs so hard you have a little incontinence. But whatever it is, it feels good. And it feels good to our brains too, and our nervous system. So this week, of course, it's important to allow ourselves to be serious and to honor that side of ourselves, as well as this fun, playful side, so that we can stay balanced. And after a great deal of joy and merriment, fun, or play, it can actually be a pleasure to settle down and focus on work. I know that one of the things I struggled with when I was in my home office during the whole stay at home, yeah, I'd go out and, play with the dogs a little bit for a break, but there wasn't somebody to talk to have fun with. I love being back at the office so that I can do that. Perhaps during your pause, you could take some time for introspection. How do you feel about laughter? Do you see it as childish or childlike? Do you feel it's something that you like to share with others around, or do you feel that they may not think I'm serious enough and I can't do that? So I'd just like you to take your time this week in pause to think about, where does joy and silliness and play fit into your life and into your mindful living journey until your next round of fun begins. That, my friends, is what gets us through sometimes, along with a lot of prayer. Just some of the hard spots in our world today. So until next time, have fun. Think about it a little bit. Be silly if that fits you. And of course, stay safe and be well.